Okay, let me get my mug up here in the corner for a short diatribe about this upcoming assignment. All right, this is one of my. I didn't do this assignment last semester. I think because we ran out of time, or I decided just not to do it. I'm posted. I haven't posted the. I haven't allowed you to get on yet to do this. This is there's no build up on homework number 5. This is just homework number 5, and we're taking a break from physics for a while just to kind of talk about um, uh, as many of you have found out, that there's even though I've tried to divorce a lot of the math from the physics here, there's still a lot. There's still a lot of math there, and but most of you are getting through it and doing just fine. And even those of you that are completely math phobic are finding that, oh, okay, it's not too bad, because you see a point to it. Uh, 5 years ago, I read this article. I subscribed to Harper's, and I read this article about wrong answer and the case against algebra 2. There's not a case against teaching basic arithmetic and mathematics in school, but once you get past algebra 1, I mean, why do we? It's like there's one of the big things is there's been all kinds of people who have sat and thought about things that were not true, and published, and they had their opinions carried a lot of weight, like full admirals in the Navy, um, and uh, and so people rallied around it, even though there was no evidence whatsoever that the United States was being threatened by our abysmal math skills. They're saying, oh, the Chinese, this was back in the 50s and 60s. This was Sputnik era. Um, oh, the Chinese and the Russians are going to bury us because their kids are good in math. They force their kids to learn math. Well, that's true to an extent. So do we. And we're just as good at it as they are, if not better. And it always, and and to keep up our economic dominance, we need to make sure that everyone has 4 years of high school math. Wrong. There's no evidence. There's not one. And in fact, the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics has been that's why I'm no longer a member of it for 2 reasons. I stopped about 10 years ago. One reason is because they're incredibly. I um, I won't go with one of my main reasons. I don't want to make it public, but anyway, but that they are big proponents of um, 4 years of high school math for everybody, to 5. And I've seen horrible things in high schools where kids that are not good in math, and they're never going to be good in math. It's just not their thing. Are forced to take 2 hours of algebra in a day because that'll make them better. You know, to me, that's ridiculous. That's like if I would just practice my guitar, because I've been playing classical guitar for 45 years, and I will never get. In fact, because of my age, I'm starting to backslide a little bit, and I can't quite do some of the things I used to be able to do, but I'm still okay. But I was never going to be a classical musician to be paid. I was never going to get beyond kind of like advanced intermediate stage. I was never going to get to an expert stage. I just can't do it. I just can't. No matter how much I practice, you can make me practice 12 hours a day. I'm not going to get there. I might get a little bit better, but it wouldn't be worth the pain and the agony. And then I'd eventually start to hate it, and I would see no point in it. And I have my years. I've spent 10 years in the inner city teaching mathematics, and I saw children start crying during the map test over the math part because they're like they're going to think I'm stupid, and I'm not stupid. That's correct. You are not stupid. This is stupid. Map testing is stupid. No Child Left Behind is stupid. But see, I get on a high horse about this stuff, and anyway, so this is so I want you to read this article. that we have here and have fun with it, and then answer the 10 or 11 or so questions that I have after you've read the article. I think once you get started, you're going to really like it. Some of you are going to say, no, I disagree completely. And that's great, because that's what the extra credit problem is when and I'm hoping I can get that put up pretty soon too, is the extra credit assignment is that you write your 3 paragraphs on what you thought of the article. And I'm also going to show you this video by John Bennett, who is a math teacher, and he's a man after my own heart. I think the only math that should be taught, that should be mandatory. I think it's great that we teach calculus. I think it's great we teach algebra 2. I think it's great we have pre-calculus, trig, all that stuff. All those things I dearly loved and still dearly love. I think that is incredibly important to have. But what I don't think is important to have is to make it required that everybody take that much math, right? And I know, invariably, here's what happens. My business majors and some of my we got doctor of pharmacy people in this class and stuff like are going to say, no, math is easy. Everyone should have to take it. I agree. I think it is much more important, though, that students, if I ran the zoo, I'd say, okay, we're going to teach basic math up through percents. Then in high school, we're going to have algebra 1 just for grins, informal geometry just for grins, and you're going to learn about debt, and you're going to learn about budgeting. I think that's one of the, and you're going to learn how credit cards work, and you're going to learn what a home loan means. You're going to learn about the economy. I think it's much more important that students learn economics, real economics, and real finance instead of algebra 2. All right, so I'll get off my soapbox now and enjoy this assignment. This is one where we're taking a break from the physics and just having some fun. Okay, out here. Click me off.